Nation, what's going on? Q the Woodshed back at you in the building. We got Brian, the super mad Spartan, but he was very happy this past Saturday for the most part. And then, then we got Quapo, the super connected Spartan. Yes, sir. Hey, Quapo, we survived the homecoming this past weekend, didn't we, sir?
I'm still recovering. You can hear it in my voice. I'm still recovering.
I'm glad y'all made it through.
Yes, we made it through. Yes, sir. We made it through. So how's everybody doing here? You know what time it is? It's the week of the rivals. It's hate week. It's against Michigan. That time of the year, the fall classic, the Battle of the Paul Bunyan Trophy. Yes.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Before we get into that, we got to talk about that primetime victory we had against Iowa this past Saturday for homecoming. It was great. We'll just go jump right into it with our initial thoughts. How about you kick it off, Mr. Super Mad Spartan? What were your initial thoughts of this victory?
Glad to get a win. It's been a while. 3-game losing streak. We didn't look so hot versus, some top 5 teams, which I guess in hindsight, we were a little bit more panicked than we needed because we knew that we weren't going to be able, we knew exactly that those weren't going to be, we didn't consider those going to be wins. We thought, okay, we just wanted to see how we're going to compete against those top teams. All right, now we're going back to our peer group, as they say, playing Iowa. We came out. And we looked good for the most part. The team looked very well coached. You could see it on all 3 phases of the game. This was Michigan State's most complete game they've played this season.
What say you, Super Connected Spartan, since you was right there at the action, I'm sure?
Yeah, during the players walk, showing love to the guys. But, echoing Brian's statement, most complete game of the year. Cut down on turnovers, controlled the line of scrimmage, did what they needed to do, got a running game going, really held, Caleb Johnson, we talked about last episode, in check, except for the big long run at the end, kind of flukish. But I was really, homecoming was a very good time, great weekend weather-wise, and the play was representative of all that good energy that was on campus. So it was really a great testament to resilience. The guys had played well, even in those losses. They were trying. They didn't quit on the season. And this could be a turning point. Winning this game in the fashion they did, from start to finish, complete game. This could be the start of getting them on the road to be bowl eligible and really have a strong finish to the season.
Yes. It's interesting for me because when I was at homecoming, I actually stayed in the hotel where the Iowa football players were staying. So it was interesting to see them kind of walking around and, they just kind of huddled up a little bit here and there. And on the elevator, got a chance to, talk to some of the players, some of the coaches. I didn't see Kirk Ferentz, or also, I didn't see the future insurance agent, Cade McNamara. I didn't see him in the hotel.
He didn't try to sell you a whole life insurance policy.
But it was good.
Yep. I see that. You're of the age where we can sell you insurance. That brother, man, I wouldn't even buy a policy from that guy.
I did not see him in the hotel, but I
remember seeing it on Twitter watching the game, a bunch of get a job. Like, dang, people are mean on these streets.
Oh, man.
That brother is old. He is a spokesman for AARP.
But anyway, okay, let me. So,
my initial... Hey man, I was not happy with. They're not happy with him either, so it's okay. I was in a couple of Iowa podcasts. They were just so down. Like, what's the point of having them here? But yes, let's continue with our Michigan State Spartans.
Anyway,
what a victory for MSU.
My initial thoughts of the game
sorry, Kate. Sorry, Kate. I'm sorry, Kate.
We apologize, man. We apologize. But we have my initial thoughts. My initial thoughts of the game is the same as you guys. It was the most complete game that MSU's played up to this point, from start to finish. And it was great to see that. It was, what was really good was that Iowa was feeling themselves because they whooped up on Washington at home. They scored like 40 points on them. So I know they was feeling good, like, yeah, we got this. But nope. Jonathan Smith and his coaches, they was in the lab in the bye week. Players are in the lab in the bye week. It really showed. So it was good to see the Spartans come out there and just pretty much just put it on Iowa, which I think they said in the game that was the first time they'd beaten Iowa since like 2017. So kudos to the Spartans for getting that monkey off their back.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Yep. So that's a tough loss to those boards.
Yeah. So let's just get into it, gents. Good Sparty, bad Sparty. Since the super mad Spartan, I always started the bad. Let's just keep with the bad.
I like to end on a positive note. That's a difference. I like to end on a positive note. That's the difference. That's all.
So, and to be honest, that wasn't much bad, for once. Wasn't that much bad, in the game. I mean, Aiden, he did throw a pick, but, the defense, they turned it back around. That resulted in nothing for Iowa, but he did throw an interception. Good news is, for the good Sparty, he only threw that one interception for the entire game. So that was good.
I would say one bad. It turned out good because we have one of the best, probably the best kicker in the country. I know on a show that others will see that people were talking about a certain school's kicker. We got the better kicker, no question about it. But I would say that not converting those opportunities in the scoring zone and having to settle for field goals.
Oh, yeah.
We have a great kicker, a great weapon, but you got to get 7. Like, and in the game we're going to talk about coming up, you got to get 7. You can't be just settling for 3. So that's kind of a bad Sparty, and I know they will get it corrected. Great that he's a weapon, record-setting kicker, but you got to score him. So that would be my one bad Sparty for most of the evening.
And to piggyback off that, to your point, 2 touchdowns. They replaced those 2 field goals, 2 touchdowns. This ball game, it's looking like a complete blowout.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're talking about scoring in the 50s almost. Like, that's crazy to think about doing that against the Iowa defense. But before we get on to the good, let's, the one bad, the defense had a breakdown and allowed Caleb Johnson to get into the end zone. He's a great running back. So Michigan State had ran that play. They said that same defense 3 times. And 2 times that quarterback made that tackle. That 3rd time he misses, he took it to the house. So it was a blemish, but overall, the defense was pretty good.
Yeah, been good all year.
Oh yes.
Yep.
And I'll say too that in regards to the field goals or getting in the end zone mode, that was something that Aiden Childs had said, in this post-game conference, that as much as he loved Jonathan Kim, he loves touchdowns better. So he did say that, they need to work on their red zone scoring, to get more touchdowns in the red zone versus field goals. So, and that's one thing I do like about this team overall, from the players to the coaches. They recognize their, the deficiencies from game to game, and they say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, we messed this up. We got to work on this. We will work on it. So I definitely have confidence that for our next matchup, we'll see more touchdowns than field goals made.
Shit, I hope so.
So I'm quite sure that'll be an emphasis, in this matchup coming up here. So, any more badness?
Let's get to
let's get to the
good. Let's get to the good. The goodness. I'll kick it off. The defense, they showed up big time, against Iowa because, again, they were coming off putting up 40 against Washington at home. And for the most part, they kept Iowa in check, again, outside of, that 75-yard touchdown that Caleb Johnson ran. I believe he's like the number 2 running back in the Big Ten, if I'm not mistaken.
Might be in the country. Yeah,
maybe in the country.
Yeah.
So
I'm only thinking of Ashton Jeanty is only got
a guy from Boise State. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to keep him in check, excellent. The defense, they got a pick off of, like a good neighbor, Cade McNamara is there.
Just an absolutely horrendous throw. Like, I don't even know what. I listened to an Iowa podcast and they tried to explain like they didn't know what he was looking at. Like he wasn't seeing the field. He just threw it up.
It was a discount double check. Again, I apologize, Cade. I know you just. I apologize.
But it's okay because I want to point to that when Iowa started a little comeback, Cade was talking to the audience. He was talking to the crowd.
Maybe he
was talking junk, and you talk junk, you gotta back it up, and he couldn't do it.
No.
He probably had flashbacks to when he threw that pick when he played against Michigan back in 2021 in the game.
That was probably his best game of his career on the L.
Yeah. But
anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, speaking of the good, we have this listed out. When was the last time you saw Michigan State in the game where they didn't punt?
Right.
I do remember.
It was a field goal, touchdown, or unfortunately that one interception, but no punts the whole game against the Iowa defense. I don't know what. I guess Jonathan Smith and them they're wizards. They knew what to sprinkle on the O-line during the bye week because it worked. Because they ran the ball very effectively. I think they have over 200 yards rushing. Yep. Another good spot you can talk about.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Every time there were times I was nervous on 3rd and 3 and saw them run like, 3rd and 3, why are we running? Like, okay, I guess we got it. So they knew something we didn't know. So the coaching staff has shown they can grow. They took that bye week, went back in the lab. Kwafu told us that, hey, they were very confident about it. And we saw the results.
Yeah. I mean, I don't come out here saying crazy stuff. It's because, like, I've listened, I've watched, I've been around. That's the connective spark. They were locked in. And wait till I tell you what about this week, boy. What do you think last week?
Boy.
Wait till we get to that segment. But one good Sparty was the wide receiver play. I mean, whatever it takes to keep Nick Marsh around here, we're going to have to do that. Get the the collection play. Because that kid is special. He's a game breaker, game changer. Troy Foster's had a really good season, too. The two of them were dynamic. We're going to need them on Saturday as well. But that was a great showing. The kid just takes the top off of defense, opens up everything. He's only 18 years old. It's insane. Maybe 19. No, I think he's 18 and Aiden's 19. So the two of them together, if they could be here for a couple of years, whoo, doggy. Yeah.
All the MSU billionaires out there, if you just please.
Yes.
They could just start they could just start a fund. Keep Childs, keep Marsh. Just a fund.
I'll donate.
I'm like $10 a pot a month. Eric, come on. Spartan, we got 4,000 alumni. Let's go. Let's just get it. $10 a month.
Yeah, we need to keep those guys in the fold. Keep USC and UCLA, those guys.
Oh, know, there's some SEC schools chopping their lips. Like,
yeah, we need that one.
That guy.
So Matt Ishbia and Dan Gilbert. Who else?
Tom
There's a
Gores.
Yeah,
bunch of
Tom
Tom Gore,
Gores. Yeah, if you guys are listening, please,
Sekia, all of
yes,
them.
pony up that NIL money.
Greg Williams, we keep
Right.
going.
Yeah.
At the same time, you can break us off a little something too. We'll be more than happy to sponsors.
Accept your
Hey,
sponsorship.
yep, we'll accept your sponsorship. Hey, we'll promote Rocket Mortgage and all that stuff. We all Spartans, green and white, the color of money. We all love it. But anyway, okay, let me get back on track here. So, yes, Papa, I was going to say that too. Having two receivers having 100 yards each, I believe it was Nick Marsh and who was the other receiver? Was it
Toy Foster?
Yeah. So definitely, good to see that. I did think of one quick bad spot I want to go back on. It has nothing to do with the team, but the refs, they did miss some calls, specifically the pass interference against Isaiah Johnson. Is that his name, Brian, in the end zone?
Number 11, yes.
Yeah. I mean, that was just super egregious. I mean, Stevie Wonder could have saw that. This defender was, he was just blanketing him. And you didn't call that? Like, come on now. That was a bad party for real on the refs.
It's been suspect officiating around the country. You look at some of the shenanigans.
That's why that play works. Just throw it up, run into somebody, and just throw your hands up, and they might throw a flag.
Right.
Yeah.
50-50 on the flags.
Suspect around the country. The ACC got suspect officials. SEC got suspect officials. Like just some calls where you're like, how did you miss that? So that's a phenomenon around the country.
Right. But anyway, let's get back on the good side. What other goodness happened here, gentlemen, in the game that y'all can want to highlight? Courtney Hawkins still doing this thing with the receivers. Shout out to the
This is a Hawk. This is a Hawk podcast.
Right.
This is a Hawk Positive podcast.
I was actually to go back to the receivers. One thing I don't know if it was just because I was missing so many tackles, but our receivers in space they were crazy.
Yeah, they were.
Nick Marsh and Isaiah Johnson, even my Toy Foster, had like some moves like I wouldn't expect them to make. Like Nick Marsh, it's the first time I saw him. I know he's a big time receiver. Like he's breaking some guys down.
Yeah.
Even adding Childs to that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He should have had a touchdown. He should have. Like, he cut it in, like, bro, just keep going up. You was out. He was out the gate. But, oh, well. They won.
Yes, they did. But our guys look fresh, I guess you could say. I guess that Bible did them good.
Yeah. Yeah. Even Glover has some key receptions, didn't he? Devon Glover?
Yeah. Everybody contributed. I think he had like 7, 8 different receivers. People caught the ball.
Right. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it's like I said, an all-out great performance, all three phases, as they say in football, all three phases were on. There wasn't that many penalties, shout out to the, to the coaching staff, keeping those, emphasizing, penalties as in not getting any penalties. So there's been a drastic, reduction in that, from the beginning of the season up to this point. So, yes, it's a beautiful thing to see. Beautiful thing. So, we're just going to keep on here with Mr. Quaffle, the super connected Spartan with the word on the street. I think he got a hot take for us talking about, what the Fighting Smiths got in store for our next opponent here.
I take, yeah. I mean, I was just going through some of my text messages, what I could actually share. I will say I'll keep the name out of it, but I was just talking to them about this week, and they said they're ready. It's going to get exciting. That's what I heard. Mm-hmm. Quote, is going to be exciting on Saturday. Won't tell you who it was. I might tell you after the fact, but I'm looking at it right now. I wanted to get the quote right. He's like, I got you. It's going to be very exciting on Saturday. They are locked in, even more so than last week. Obviously, this is the week. This is the thing we all, we talk about the fan perspective, and that's what we bring on the show. But from the folks, and some of them are getting new to the rivalry, right? Obviously, Coach Smith is new, but he's been a part of rivalries before. But someone like Hawk can tell them what this game means.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the upper class know what this game means, and so they will be prepared. They will be ready. Some heads are getting ripped off on Saturday. Just know that. Just
Love
know
to
that.
hear it.
Some people. It's gonna be some sticking going on Saturday night.
Oh yeah, and so Papo, me and Brian, we were watching the game with our dad this past Saturday, and he brought up a good point, saying that since Mark D'Antonio's still around the football program, he was like, "You think Mark ain't getting in Jonathan Smith's ear about Michigan? You think he's not acting like Senator Palpatine from the Empire, running around with his cloak on, eyes turning all red?"
I didn't see him with a cloak, but I wouldn't put it past Coach D, man. Coach D, this is very personal to him, this rivalry, so I'm sure that's been articulated to the current coaching staff.
Yes.
They'll figure it out quick when they walk into that stadium.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
They're going to the big house that those people will be. They'll let them know. But I have a suspicion that there might be a little more go green, go white in that stadium that they might be accustomed to. Because
I'm here for it.
We are two different programs, one ascending, one rapidly descending. You and them, at the beginning of this year, when we talked about these games, and Ken, you're steadfast that you think we have a shot. And I was like, okay, well, I have to kind of see it first. This game opened up, 3, 4 and a touchdown underdogs. I believe, or basically, the last time I saw was a 5.5, 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a toss up. And then for me, with this Iowa game, if we can play that brand of football consistently for the rest of the season, I don't think there's not a team in there we cannot beat, Michigan included, if we play like we did versus Iowa. If that is the ceiling of this team, if that's what we should come to expect, we should beat Michigan on Saturday. Because we've seen that team enough.
Mm-hmm.
If you were playing 3 quarterbacks in a season without an injury, that's already just to let you know what's going on.
Yes.
Your season's not going that great. We experienced it last year. So we know. There's a reason why this guy didn't start, that guy didn't start. Michigan's offense is prohibitive.
Yeah.
Their defense is not that bad. It's just their offense hangs them out to dry so much, and they don't have the depth. So, we're on the street. I hope that we go in there and people remember, because we got the 2 last meetings with Michigan. We need to get some retribution. We had the tunnel thing, and then we had our 40-point beatdown we took last year.
Yeah. Connor Stallions helped with that, of course.
Yeah, well, he didn't need much help last season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always feel that Michigan State, regardless of the records, is a toss-up game because it's a rivalry game. And, when you talk about those type of games, records don't matter. And
all the cliches.
Yeah, all the cliches. So when I looked at the schedule this year, and as, to your point, Brian, as the season progressed, I saw what we were going through and what we did with Iowa. Yeah, I always thought that this would be the year that we would beat Michigan because of what we currently have that they don't. Now, of course, I'm not saying it's going to be an easy game. It never is. But I do feel that, excuse me, that, matchup-wise, especially on offense, against their defense. And, Brian, I know you pointed out that Michigan does have a strong defensive line.
Yes.
But once you get past that, I mean, it's been kind of tough sledding for them. I mean,
DBs are suspects at best.
And I believe that their best cornerback, Will Johnson, he got hurt in the Illinois game last week. So I don't think he'll be playing in the game. I could be wrong. I don't
He's
know.
out. That's huge.
So
he's out officially now because that was the rumor that he was hanging it up.
Oh,
I don't know if it's been confirmed or anything. So I don't know.
If he doesn't play, that's a big one.
Yeah,
if he doesn't play,
yeah, he must get ready for the NFL. I mean, why go out there and risk it anymore? But anyway, yeah, I think we got a good shot at winning this game. I do think that with Michigan's current status, that they can be had. So I'll just leave it at that. So
go deeper. Forget them. This is hate week.
Hate.
Well, because they've been talking a lot of smack. They won their fake national championship. And so to me, this year would be nothing better than beat them. Get their coach, get his bag, get ready to pack, have Jonathan Smith's first Michigan victim out here.
Yeah. I know I would love to see it. I would pat old Coach Smitty on the back off of this one. But I think really if we run the ball for 150 yards plus, control the line of scrimmage, get some pressure on their quarterbacks, do what we did against Iowa, the same game plan. Keep the game tight, focus on their run game because we know Michigan can't throw the ball. So focus on the run game, take some shots deep, especially if Johnson's going to be out in the secondary. Take some deep shots, control. Michigan want to control the clock. If we can kind of be even in time of possession, we're probably going to win the game because that means our offense is clicking and running on all cylinders. But we run the ball for 150 yards plus, we're going to win the game. It's possible. Michigan's defensive line is very good, despite the record. But it's possible with the kids, the way they've been schemed up, the way they're playing. We got a great shot to go out there, pull off the upset. I don't even think it's upset in my brain because I think
not at this point.
I had circled this one back in April when I saw what they had coming in. People didn't believe. Now we're seeing it. We had a little bit of dip in the season. This will be another test for the guys, but I think they're up for it. Again, hearing from some of the players, it is go time. This is go time. This is your off-season workouts are for this sort of environment, this sort of game. All the stuff you're doing is for this game, to perform in this game, to be part of the legacy, the history, to become a classic Spartan. This is what you do in this game. So, pep talk.
Yes, and one other thing I'll add too is that the players who were on the team last year or the last 2 years, they know. They still have that bad taste in their mouth from 2022 and, the beat down they got last year. So that they want some payback. And they're telling all the players, who just, all the newer players on the team, they're sharing that disdain, that disgust. So, yeah, they're going to be ready. Yeah, they're going to be ready for sure.
Nope. No question.
It's easy to hate Michigan, though. It's very easy. They're a hateable squad.
It's a very hateable bunch, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, I think we just pretty much chopped it up for about the next opponent here. So we're just going, riding on out with the good old MSU fun football fact. So I can just, stump you guys once again, even though the Super Match Spartan he's on a little winning streak here. Proper got to catch up.
Yeah, I need to catch up.
You got to catch up here, but it's another multiple choice question here, guys.
Okay.
Multiple choice, give you guys, some options here. So the question is, what year did Michigan State beat Michigan when Michigan was ranked number 1?
Ranked number 1.
Yes. And here are your selections. A, 1990, B, 1995, or C, 2001.
It is 1990. It is Desmond Howard in the end zone getting tripped. It is Tico Duckett. Shout out to the Duckett brothers. We want to have you on it as well. It is Tico Duckett. It's 1990. I'm going with that. In Ann Arbor.
I'm a piggyback Quapo. He said they very passionately.
Yes.
I can see it. I can see the game.
Yes. Quapo's correct. Ding, ding, ding.
Let's go. Let's go.
He finally got one. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Yep. That happened in 1990.
Yep.
I think we beat them 28-27. So.
Yeah, and they all the talk about the pass interference on Desmond Howard in the end zone.
Yes.
If you see that on the street, if he knows that you're Spartan, he's still going to talk about that pass interference. I can't stand Desmond.
Yes, yes.
Oh, well.
So
victory for MSU.
Yeah. And, just for kicks and giggles, when we beat Michigan in 1995, they were ranked 17. That was Nick Saban's first year, as well as Lloyd Carr. So there are 2 first-year coaches. And in 2001, Michigan was ranked number 4. That was what the U of M alums referred to as the Spartan Bob game with the clock.
I remember that one.
So, yes.
Sometimes your fingers don't work. Sometimes you get arthritis in the fingers. It's hard to hit that clicker.
Always an excuse with them.
Right.
It's the L.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, anything else for the good cause of Cue the Woodshed? Sponsored by or powered by ZILLA Sports Network.
Stay safe, guys. Don't get baited by Wolverines trying to get you into fights. Just enjoy Saturday. Maybe have a nice refreshment. Don't act the fool in Ann Arbor. Don't act the fool wherever you are. Just enjoy the game. What is likely to be a Spartan victory. Go green, but definitely just be easy with it because this is a crazy week. The rivalry has gotten a little bit toxic over the years. So
yes.
don't let them bait you into something crazy. You catch a case off this weekend.
I second that.
PSA.
Yes. So one last thing I'll say for the good cause here, make sure you guys check us out on YouTube, click and subscribe. Check us out on Spotify. We're on Amazon Prime and all other streaming platforms. Also check us out on Instagram. I also, we also have a Facebook page now. I meant to tell you guys that. Started a Facebook page and a Facebook group for Cue the Woodshed. I actually put, I dropped the MSU football fact question on the Facebook page for you to, for our listeners and viewers to win a prize, if they answer the question correctly. We're going to select someone random for them to win a little something. So, check out that. We're everywhere, Cue the Woodshed. So, we're like the Matrix. We're everywhere and everywhere and everywhere. So, with that said, I'm Ken, the super cool Spartan, here with my brother Brian, the super mad Spartan, but he's super happy this week. We got Quaffo, the super connected Spartan, ZILLA Sports Network, and we are out. Go green.
Peace. Go white.
Go white.